Jace Thomas, morning, Glenn. I got my favorite critics with me. I got Janelle and I got Tony. And the first movie we're going to talk about today is Bob Marley, One Love. I love this. Celebrate the life and music of an icon who inspired, yes, I'm still working on my pronunciation, who inspired generations through his message of love and unity. Bob Marley, One Love. Janelle, what did you think?
I think the acting outshone the story. I think the story is kind of thin. It's kind of okay, but the acting by far by Kingsley and Lashana are they would be Oscar worthy if it was that time of year, or maybe they'll remember it next year. But I think his performance is spot on. It's excellent. It's just I think people are going to be a little underwhelmed by the story.
Mhm. Tony?
The story and the structure of it. I thought, like we said, the performances were great. The fact that they sang as well, the accents, like they were fully committed to this. The pacing struggles and keeps you in and out a little bit, and the story is put together in a very strange way. Entertaining for sure, but like you said, the acting overshadows the rest of it.
I agree with you. Acting overshadows the rest of it too. Plus, I think it's going to take the audience a good 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes to get into the dialogue and understand what everybody is saying. I thought it was very interesting. Also, for the times that it was in the late 70s, early 80s, especially his time in London, kind of reflected the times because he was arrested just for doing nothing. I thought that was very interesting. I agree with you. The acting overshadowed the story itself. The acting was great. You're right, Janelle. If it come out in the fall this year, we could be looking at Oscar, but here we are. All right, I'm going to be the first one to give it at least a 4.5. Janelle?
It's a 3. Yeah, and I do feel bad for the people that have to do closed caption when it comes time for streaming. So yeah, it's a solid 3.
As long as it's not like the Super Bowl. Yeah. Tony?
I'll go 3.5. Look, I mean, yes, the pacing issues do take you out of it a little bit, but the performances are definitely worth seeing. And honestly, the point of the film is the power of love and unity and how much that shines through still given. I mean, it's an entertaining time. Could it have been better? Absolutely. But there are definitely worse things to see this weekend.
Yes, there are worse things. So we are talking 3.5. And speaking of worse things, here we go. Madam Web, as Tony changes, they sure did not change it, Madam Web. Oh my God. Let's talk about this movie in association with Marvel's. Marvel's not claiming it, but there's a group saying we're in association with Marvel. It's a standalone original story of Marvel Publishing's most enigmatic, enigmatic heroines. Madam Web, they could have done you know what? Whoever wrote this story, let's take a look and see who wrote this. Screenplay was Matt Sazama, Burke Sharpless, and it was definitely Sharpless. Claire Parker. I'm enough with it. Tony?
Where do we begin? So I mean, the film starts as a kind of a thriller paramedic premonition film, and then it quickly nosedives into something that I mean, there's a collection of thoughts and ideas here that seems like they just threw everything at the wall to see what would stick. None of it's cohesive. It's a mess, and it truly is baffling that someone approved this script.
So, Janelle?
The dialogue is painful at best. I believe I was walking out of the theater and I stated that I have read smut with better dialogue than what I just witnessed. So you have to trudge through this movie. Like it is a struggle through this movie. It is not funny. Like I said, the dialogue is stilted. It's painful. It sounds like everyone literally has their script papers in front of them reading from it. I don't know who this movie is geared towards. Teenage girls aren't going to see this. Teenage boys aren't going to see this. Comic book fans, probably not going to see this.
There you go, folks. Bob Marley, One Love, and whatever that was we saw, Madam Web. We'll see you next week.